Morning everybody, a little bit of a different one today. It's 20 past 5. I'm just outside Abergavenny. The road that you might hear in front of me is the A40. Basically I'm away camping with my family and I'm going to be climbing up that hill, and once I get to the top of there I'm going a little bit higher because I'm going to be climbing the Sugar Loaf. So it's nice and early in the morning. Today's supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year. Apparently I think they're forecasting 35, 36, so a little bit too warm for me to be operating a bit later on, so I thought I'd get out early, try and get up the top of it and get down for a bit of breakfast. So let's see how we get on. Just a quick stop here. That hill in front of us is called the Blorange. It's one of the 3 hills that surrounds Abergavenny. You've got the Blorange, the Sugar Loaf and the Skirrid. You head to that one by crossing the heads of the Valley Road and then heading for Llanwenarth. I think it's locally known as the Tumble as well. There is part of a bike race that leaves Cardiff that goes up there. Quite a nasty climb to get on the roads up that one, but at the top there's a open piece of water called Keeper's Ponds where you could dip in and cool yourself off. Okay, we've just come to this bend in the road, just behind the hedge. I don't think you can see it there, but there's St Peter's Church, Llanwenarth, and basically down that little path there you cross 2 fields and you get to the River Usk. You can actually get down onto the shores of the Usk, so end of a very hot day, it might be worth a dip. So I think that once I come down from the Sugar Loaf this morning, that's the way I'm heading to go and dunk my feet. Okay, I just previously mentioned Llanwenarth. That is the little hamlet, I suppose you'd call it, which is just outside Abergavenny. The campsite that we're staying at is a place called Pyscodlyn Farm, and if you're looking for a nice tidy campsite, got all the facilities you need, can't recommend it highly enough. The road that I'm currently walking on is, as I said, it's probably river level, so we're going to be going from as low as you can go in this part of the valley. We're going to cross the A40 and then we're going to start heading up, I don't know what the first hill's called, but heading for the Sugar Loaf, and that's about 600 metres tall. Another quick little pit stop here. That hill that you can see in the far distance there, that is the Skirrid that I was talking about. We keep on panning around. There's the Blorange, and I'll keep on panning around again, but unfortunately I cannot see the top of the Sugar Loaf, so somewhere up there, that's where we're heading. Quick little pit stop. This is the little approach road that takes you up to the Sugar Loaf Vineyards coffee shop. I think there's holiday accommodation there, but look at that little stream. Beautiful sound here early in the morning. I've just stopped here because that's the first time the Sugar Loaf has come into view. It helps me as well, mind, because I'm absolutely blowing. I've just come up the hill here, just after the Sugar Loaf Vineyard sign. There's a 1 in 6 sign and says that the road is unsuitable for coaches or HGVs. Well, I'm not surprised. I've been on it about 10 minutes now, absolutely blowing out my arse. Not quite at the top yet, so let's just get going. Okay, so I've just stopped for a little refuel, bit of water and a banana. Just thought I'd show you the view off, well, it's not even off the top yet, this is the top of Llanwenarth mountain. Down in the bottom of the valley there is where I've come from, that's where the campsite is. I'm 2.7 miles in, it's taken me about 50 minutes of walking if I take out the bits for stopping for videos. And it's an elevation of, what's that saying on my watch, 821 feet. So I'm going to carry on up that road there, and then that turns into the path for the Sugar Loaf. Obviously the roads that I've been walking on you can actually drive on to come up here. There is a car park up here. I would say that it is quite steep and narrow, so yeah, there's places where you've got to wait in farm gateways, so if you're not confident in driving, yeah, subject yourself to this horrible hill, and yeah, we'll see how we get on now. Okay, so I'm stood in front of the map at the car park here for the Sugar Loaf. Basically, I'm going to be heading to the peak of the Sugar Loaf, and I'm coming down the path called Roblen, I think it is, and then drop down into Llwyn, and then I'll tie up with the road that I was on to cross back out the A40 and head back to my campsite. Okay, so I've just broken onto the top of the hill proper, very bright sunshine coming out. I'm heading left up that path, and hopefully I'm going to get up the Sugar Loaf mostly in the shadow of the hill. that's what I'm hoping for. I'll hopefully hit the hill, then get the sun. So fingers crossed it should just be a descent in the sunlight. Let's see how we go. Okay, I'm probably within about half a mile now of the top, and I'd guess if you were doing it in road terms, I've gone into about a 1 in 5 here, so my pace is slowing a touch, but we're going to make it up there. Okay, so I'm on the top of the Sugar Loaf. I'm just sat in the lee side of the height marker, or whatever you want to call it, just because it's a little bit windy at the top here. In terms of actual times and ascent, etc., from the car park that you can obviously start from, the elevation change is at about 770 feet, and it took me actual moving time, not including taking time out for stops, it was about 40 minutes to get to the top of here. My walk in general from where I've started from this morning, it's taken me hour and 20, I'm going to say. So, well, that might be wrong actually. Okay, so I'm at the top of the Sugar Loaf. I'm just sat in the lee side of the waypoint marker here because it's quite windy at the top here. In terms of times and how much I've ascended from the car park to this point is about 770 feet, and in terms of actual moving time, not taking anything out for me, stopping for blowing and taking pictures, etc., it's taken me about 40 minutes, and for me to go from the bottom of the valley from my campsite up to here is about an hour and 55, I think it is, and my total ascent is 1,667 from the top over here now. Mountain over there is Penalt Fawr, further across is Wine Fawr apparently, and then in the far distance here, if I can zoom in, that is Penavan. So I'm going to start making my descent now. As I was saying, in the sun, and I'm heading down the ridge there. We've got the mown grass on one side and the gorse on the other, so I'll be heading down there to head back down towards Abergavenny. Okay, so we're a few hundred feet down now from the summit, and we've come in down on the southeast side, and should you run out of water, there is a little stream that actually comes out the side of the mountain. I don't know how much fresher you can get the fact it's coming out the side of a mountain, but yeah, it's nestled in a tiny little valley here. There's heather and a bit of bracken on either side, but yeah, lovely fresh clean water if you need to restock. Okay, so I just got back to the campsite. It's just gone 9 o'clock, so in terms of real time I've been 3 hours 35, I think, walking. In terms of what my watch is telling me for moving time, it was 2 hours 56 apparently, and I've done just over 9 miles. If you were to drive up onto the top there for the car park for the Sugar Loaf, is about 1.5 miles from the car park to the summit and back, so it's that 3 mile round trip. So as I say, you do need a good pair of shoes, water, and it does get quite tricky on the last half mile. It is quite steep, so yeah, I'm just going to head back to the tent now, grab a pair of shorts and a towel, and I'm going for a swim in the River Usk. I'll catch you next time.